Morning students. This video lecture is a part of digital program conducted by Rosent Public School, Jaipur. Today in this lecture we'll discuss about chapter number 3, that is periodic classification, part 2. You can see here by concluding various contribution of different scientists we formulate there are two different laws which are so important. One is periodic law, which was formulated by Dmitry Mendeleev. According to this law, the periodic property of elements is a periodic function of their atomic masses. So, according to Mendeleev, physical and chemical characteristics of an element is depends on their atomic masses. But later that view get wrong by Henry Moseley formulate the new law, that is modern periodic law, that states properties of all the properties of elements are the periodic function of their atomic numbers. So Henry Moseley, in contrast to periodic law, says that characteristic of an element is not depends on atomic masses, but they are the functions of atomic numbers. As the atomic number vary, their physical and chemical properties will also vary. And later, Henry Moseley developed the modern periodic table. That is that is the well accepted periodic table today. So now our next topic is nomenclature of elements having atomic number greater than 100. As we know, the symbols of different as we know today 118 elements are discovered here, and all are having different symbols according to name of scientist or the place where they discover. But according to IUPAC, IUPAC will also suggest the alternate name for elements having atomic number more than 100. Then how we nomenclate these elements? So there is a table you can see here where each digit have a particular name and the abbreviation. You can see here for the 0 the name is nil and abbreviation used is small n. As similar for 9, that is in, and abbreviation is e. Let's take some examples. For example, IUPAC name of atomic number having 114 atomic number. So what would be the IUPAC name? You can see here for the one by using this table. For the one we use un and the abbreviation is u. So un for the 4, that is quad, 4 that is quad, and the abbreviation is q. So un quad plus em, that is called, that is give us un quadium and having symbol UUQ. That is the first letter of each name. Un that is U, un that is U, quad that is Q. So the symbol is UUQ and the name of the element is un quadium. As similar, we can find the IUPAC name and the symbols for other elements. Come to the next. Now, how to write the general electronic configuration and configuration of an element of S block. So you can see here on your screen, we show S block elements. There are two columns. One is alkali metal column and another is alkaline earth metal from beryllium to radium. Okay, you can see here. So basically, this is your group first of the periodic table, and B belongs to the group number second of the periodic table. Hydrogen having period 1, lithium, beryllium fall into period second, sodium and magnesium in third, and so on, so on. So you can see here this n value represent the period number. So the configuration of hydrogen, that is outermost configuration of hydrogen, is 1s1. That 1 represent the period number. If hydrogen is fall into period first, then n value for the hydrogen, that is value of principal quantum number, must be 1. And since they all are elements belongs to S block, that's why the last electron is always filled inside S subshell. And 1 indicate that their valency shell having 1 electron. Okay, and here 2 represent that their valence electron, valence shell, or valence shell having valence electrons, that is 2. So if we write the general electronic configuration, general outermost electronic configuration, not a general outermost electronic configuration, at that time we have to write n as 1 to 2. That means electron can be 1, that can be filled from 1 to 2. Okay, if 1 is there, then it represents that this is a configuration of group first element, and if 2 is written here, then it represents that the elements is belongs to group number second, that is it is a member of alkaline earth mate. These two large bracket represent the configuration for a noble gases. Suppose we have to write the electronic configuration for sodium here. Okay, as you see the periodic table, uh, a noble gas which just comes before the sodium, that is argon 18. So we have to put a argon here, Ar. Okay, argon having atomic number 18 and sodium having atomic number 11. So argon, we have to write argon 18, not argon. Gas, yes, for the sodium, potassium, there is a gas. Yes, for the sodium, we have to write neon. Neon is a gas. Okay, noble gas which just comes before the sodium, that is neon. So you have to write neon 10 NS1. Configuration is, because it belongs to period number third. So the correct configuration of sodium is what, neon 10 3 as 1. You can see here. So how we learn this as block elements? ह ली ना की रब से फरियाद, बेटा मांगे कार scooter बाप राजी. This is a way that how you learn these as block elements. So the outermost electronic configuration is without this large bracket. Okay, if you remove this large bracket, then it is called outermost electronic configuration, and along this bracket it is called general electronic configuration. That is the difference. Okay, and that large bracket is the place where we put noble gas. It just comes before that atomic number. To the next, the general electronic configuration for p block elements. You can see here p block contain 6 groups. The first one is boron family, that is group number 13, that is group number 14, that is group number 15, that is group number 16, and the group number 17 is from fluorine to, and this is your group number 18. So the P block start from first period. In period first, there is only a single element of P block, that is helium. Okay, so these are the noble gases you can find easily. हे नेताओं और कर्मचारियों जीते रहो, that is a basic trick. Okay, the atomic number of helium is 2, the atomic number of neon is 10, the atomic number of argon is 18, the atomic number of krypton is 36, the atomic number of xenon is 54, and that would be for the radon 86. Okay, these are the atomic numbers. So we can easily find the atomic number of these elements, because it is having 10, then it must be one less, that is 9, this is 8, this is 7, that is 6, that is 5. Okay, now the how we write the outermost electronic configuration. So the basic trick is you have to write ns. N means n represent the period number. So the period number of that boron is 2. So you have to write 2s2 and 2p1. That is the outermost electronic configuration of boron. Suppose you have to write electronic configuration for chlorine air, then how we write? The outermost electronic configuration for chlorine is 3s2 3p5. Now you can easily determine the valence number of valence electron of an element. You can see here the valence electron for the boron family is 2 plus 1, that is 3. Valence electron for the carbon family is 2 plus 2, that is 4. Number of valence electron for nitrogen family, that is 2 plus 3, that is 5. The number of valence electron for the oxygen family, that is chalcogens, that is 4 plus 2, that is 6. As similar, the number of valence electron for group 17 or halogen, these are 7. Okay, and the number of valence electron in group number 18, that is noble gases, that is also known as noble gases zero group, or inert gases, that is 6 plus 2. Then what we observe, that if we see that S subshell is completely filled, because S can maximum fill 2 electrons, while this P subshell having only 1 electron, and the maximum capacity of P is 6. So if we see from boron to fluorine families, then these all elements are having incomplete P subshell. While in case of this yellow group, that is group number 18, you see that S block is completely filled along with the p orbital, that will also completely filled. That means the outermost electronic configuration of noble gases is fully filled. That's why they represent a stable configuration, and because of that, group 18 group 18th gases are considered to be inert. They are generally non-reactive towards other elements. Okay, they rarely participate and form a compounds. Okay, later on a study we find that krypton and xenon are the two elements, two noble gases, which form some fluorides and oxyfluoride at very extreme condition, not at a room temperature. Almost all the gases of the group 18s are inert. So the answer is because they are having what? Stable configuration or fully filled configuration. By seeing these configurations, we conclude that the general electronic configuration of p block is noble gas and ns2 np126. That means electron can be filled from 1 to 6. You can see here p is 1, p is 2, p is 3, and p reaches to 6, up to 6. Okay, and there is another question which may come into examination, that why p block having only 6 groups or 6 columns, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the answer is that because p subshell maximum can p subshell maximum can fill what? Maximum fill 6 electron. That's why. Okay, this is all are about general electronic configuration of p block elements. And one thing is to remember that p block is the only block which have all three varieties of elements, that is metal, non-metal, and metals, while the rest of the other blocks are purely metallic. Okay, this is the things to be remembered. One another important thing is that this large bracket, other than this large bracket, if examiner asks about the outermost electronic configuration of B block, then you must not include this large bracket. Okay, if you include this large bracket, it pronounced as general electronic configuration, not a outermost electronic configuration. Outermost electronic configuration is represented by only these two subshells, that is NS and NP. Okay, go for the next block, that is D block elements. So the general electronic configuration of D block is bracket that may have noble gas and NS2, N minus 1, D 1 minus 10. What about this N and N minus 1 represent? This N represent the outermost shell, okay, or it represent the principal quantum number of outermost shell. Okay, so this is N represent the outermost shell or ultimate shell. That means सबसे बाहर वाला shell. While this N minus 1 represent the penultimate shell, that means one less one less number of principal quantum number of ultimate shell. So N represent here the ultimate shell, while N minus 1 represent the penultimate shell. If N minus 2 is written in the general electronic configuration, that means it represent pre-penultimate shell. That is the basic thing. Okay, don't confuse the term ultimate shell, penultimate shell, and pre-penultimate shell. So N minus 2 is considered to be pre-penultimate, N minus 1 is considered as a penultimate, or N is considered as ultimate shell. And D is always N minus 1, while whenever F subshell is filled, that is always N minus 2. Okay, so this is electronic configuration of general electronic configuration of D block. You may apply this configuration to the D block elements. If you see the D block containing four series, that is first series, second, third, and fourth. There are four series. First series is start from scandium 21 to zinc 30. Next series is start from ytterbium to cadmium. Third series is start from lanthanum to mercury, and fourth series is start from actinium 89 to Cn. So this is all are about the four series of the D block elements. Generally, there are some questions arises like why D block elements are called D block elements, S block elements are called S block elements, and P block elements are called P block elements. So the logic is that the last electron that filled inside subshell is determine the block in which that element include. Okay, if last electron is filled inside D subshell, then that element must belongs to D block. If you see the configuration of scandium and other elements, have a look on that. Scandium having outermost configuration, that is 4s2 3d1. That means last electron is filled inside D subshell. Okay, any one of the element, you can see the complete D block elements, each and every elements is same in their filling of electron, that the last electron is always filled inside D subshell. Okay, for example 4s2 3d7, that means last electron is again filled inside 3D subshell. Okay, so if you see n represent the period number. So if we write the outermost electron configuration for the ytterbium, then you have to replace this n by 5 and this d by n minus 1, that is 5 minus 1, that is 4. So this is all are about general electronic configuration and general outermost electronic configuration of the block elements. Okay. One more thing is that D block elements are also known as transition elements. Why they are called so? Because their portion is just in the middle of S and P block, and their Physical and chemical characteristics are also intermediate. That's why they are called transition elements. Okay. So general electronic configuration of all the blocks along with their general electronic configuration can be represented as for the S large bracket ns 1 to 2. That means electron can be filled from 1 to 2. Maximum 2 electron can be filled inside a subshell. That's why we have to write ns 1 to 2. On to the next P block, that is large bracket ns2 np1 to 6. For the D block, that is large bracket ns2 n minus 1 d1 to 10. That means for the D block elements, ultimate shell is S while penultimate shell is D. To the next F block elements, as we already told you, the F block is always comes with a pre-penultimate shell, that is n minus 2. F value is always represented by n minus 2. D always having represented by the n minus 1, while the S is always with the n. So this is a general configuration of elements belongs to different blocks. So you have to memorize all these configurations. Generally D and F block configuration, general electronic configuration can be asked into examination. So this is all are about your worksheet. So you have to complete this worksheet on the same day along with the date. Okay, and you have to memorize the answers. So the first question is, find group number, period number, block and atomic number of an element having electronic configuration argon 18 4s2 3d5. So very basic trick to find atomic number is that you have to add all the digit written over superscript. So you can see here 5 is written here, 2 is written here on the superscript. 5 plus 2, that is 7. And what about the argon? Argon having atomic number 18. 18 plus 2, that is 20. And 3d5, that is 5. 20 plus 5, that is 25. So it represents the electronic configuration of element having atomic number 25. Obviously that is manganese Mn. And you may see here the last electron is filled inside D subshell. That's why that element belongs to D block. Okay. So the two out of four questions, four sub questions, we find answer of two questions. That is atomic number is 25. Block is D block. What about the period number? So you have to find the maximum n value. So maximum n value is 4. So the period number is 4. What about the group number? Suppose we have to find the group number. Yes, group number is there. Suppose you have to find the group numbers, then you have to count the uh, D shell. There is a 5 electrons. That means, uh, or you can add these electron. That is 2 and 5. That is 7. So the group number is 7. Let's see the answer. So in this way, you can find the group number, period number, and block. Come to the next. Write general electronic configuration of D and F block elements. So the general electronic configuration for D elements is n noble gases that represent by large bracket, then ns2 n minus 1 d1 to 10. What about the F? So the electronic configuration for F subshell is noble gas n minus 2 n minus 2 F1 to 14, n minus 1 d1 to 1 to 2, and ns2. That is the configuration for F block. Okay. Yes, yes. Okay. Come to the next. Question number third. Why D block elements called D block elements? So the very good question. Answer is that because last electron is filled inside d subshell. That's why they are called d block elements. Question number 4. If reason there are only 10 electrons in each series of d block elements, why? The answer is that because d subshell maximum can occupy 10 electron in it. That's why. Next one is give reason noble gases are almost inert in gases in nature because they already have fully filled electronic configuration. That means their outermost electronic configuration is completely filled. That's why they generally inert towards the other elements. Come to the next, what are the name of other names of the DNA block elements? As I already told you, the name of D block is transition elements, and the other name of F block elements that is inner transition element. This is all are about today lecture. If you got some difficulty regarding any questions, okay, you may ask in our comment section. Okay. And if you want that I thought particular topic again, then you may also write. This is all are about today lecture. Stay home, stay at home, and stay safe. Thanks you. Have a nice day.